Yo, Bar.
Yo, Lloyd.
So today is the 10th of March and we are now in the final stages of preparation for the first race of the season, which is on March the 15th, 16th at Silverstone for round one of the Modified Fords 2024 series. So the car, since the last time you saw it, has been to Andrew Gallagher's, where it got some of the pipe work, some of the electronics, exhaust, and in particular quite a bit of work on the dry sump, the pipe work for that, and basically took what we'd done and finalised it, finished it, and we're hugely indebted to Andrew for helping us out getting the car ready for going racing. So the final specs of the car and the engine is that we are still running the Garrett G3660, but the change we've made this season is moving on to a V-band manifold. That has helped us have a wider range of exhaust housings, so we can drop down from what we were running last year, which was a T4 106 bar.
102.
102.
Couldn't do the favour, like, go move your foot.
Aye. Shit. On the laser.
On the laser.
So we've dropped down from a 102 to a 0.84, something like that.
0.82, isn't it?
0.82. And that has had an impact on where the boost starts to ramp up. So we've managed to bring the ramp in for the turbo down by 1,000 revs, so it's given us a wider power band. So it's still shifting up at 7,000, 7,100 revs per minute, but we've got, I think we've ended up with about 560 brake horsepower at about 1.67, nearly 1.7 bar a boost. So very healthy. Inside the car, Barry's project since last season was the centre console, and it's all finalised and looking pretty good. We have, over the last day, we've worked on piping up the heater matrix. So we've got the heater plumbed up to these hoses and pointing at 4 different bits of the windscreen to make sure that we don't have a Rory issue like the in-car footage from Brands. Was it last season or the season before? What else? One thing we've had a lot of difficulty with is we are using the Pirelli hard tyre, and we have had great difficulty getting the tyres to bead on properly onto the rim. I think when we're actually racing out in the track, we're aiming to be running them at 2 bar, about 30 psi. However, to get them seated onto the wheel, we've put as much as 145 psi into them, and they still haven't popped onto the rim. So we haven't got a lot of time before we need to head down to Silverstone, and we still haven't got the tyre situation sorted. We'll also take the slicks. We'll also take a set of AR1s that we can use as a kind of intermediate tyre, and we've got a set of wets that we're going to take down with us as well. I don't know what other information I can share with you at the moment. Still running the Motorsport ABS system that we got installed at the start of last season. It came from SES Delta. Still running the Garmin, which has been very helpful. But I suppose the biggest change has been moving on to the dry sump system, hoping that it will give us a bit more reliability. Originally, Barry had the plan of running the hoses on the inside of the transmission tunnel. But we ran into a bit of issues when it came to where the exhaust was sitting. So Gallagher built us this cracking big box which incorporates the fuel tank and all of the tank for the dry sump and the pumps, and I think there's some breather stuff in there as well. So we're pretty much at the final stages. Barry's just finalising camber and caster. Toe, sorry, camber and toe. We've still got the ride heights to do, and then we'll be using the scales to do corner balancing. Any other information, Bar, we can share? Oh aye, the suspension. Turns out that the ProFlex suspension that we've been using, the dampeners we've been using, we've had to do a bit of work on them, because it looks like for the last season we were competing with no air in at least 2 of the dampeners. So basically we were racing on the springs with no damping at all. So again, amateur hour, but we're trying our best to do what we can. Right, so there you go, there's a wee report on where we're at with the race car.